This is my pack and prep for my trip to the Disneyland Paris annual pass party. I'm so excited. I've never been to an annual pass party before, so this is a first for me. I am travelling solo, which is something I love to do. I love to take the kids and everything, but yep, sometimes it's nice to have a solo trip. So I just thought I'd go through some of the things I'm packing, some of the things I've got, what my plans are for while I'm there, because I've got so many ideas of things I want to cover while I'm there. And yeah, I thought that would be quite good to do. So if you don't know me, I'm Rocking Five Kids. I've got a YouTube channel and Instagram where we vlog our trips to Disneyland, solo trips to Disneyland, day trips out with the family, all sorts of things like that. And there might even be some home stuff coming up soon. My youngest has just started school, so I've got a lot of DIY on my list to get done now that my days are a bit more open. Anyway, so start it off. I've got everything on the bed that I think I need. I have my lists, always have my lists that I've been adding to over the last couple of weeks. And hopefully I think I've got everything together, except the last minute bits, which are chargers and anything that gets charged overnight. I must remember to pack those. Last time I went away, I completely forgot my chargers and I had to Amazon Prime my phone charger, watch charger, USB. It was not fun. But anyway, yeah. So everything else hopefully can get packed. Let's have a look at what's on my bed. So here we go. We've got my list and clothes here. We've got stuff to be packed into my hand luggage. We've got tech, toiletries, and my suitcase, and my rucksack that I will use in the park. So first of all, hand luggage. Where's my hand? There we go. So I'm travelling on Eurostar, which I've done lots of times before. I love it. It's just so easy. So I'm going to have my suitcase, which is a medium-sized suitcase, and then just a nice little tote bag. So what needs to go in there? First, passport. Right, I've packed that. I know I've packed that. That's the most important thing, because without that, I'm going nowhere. And then I've got this is my Disney purse. This is the purse I always use when I go to Disneyland Paris. And I keep my annual pass in there, my photo pass. Because I've got the gold annual pass, I get a year's photo pass with that, so that's really good. And then also any euros that I've got left over from last time. Some, not many, but a little bit of change. What else have we got? We've got my Go Everywhere bag. Now, this I take in my handbag all the time, but also on holiday. And it's just got loads of basic things in that you might need. So I've got plasters, I've got blister plasters, I've got antiseptic wipes, I've got a nail file, nail clippers, paracetamol, ibuprofen, ibuprofen gel, and bite cream, and safety pins. I've never used them, but you never know. So that can go in the bag. And then what else? We've got my travel documents. I know everything is digital now, but if I have any problems with my phone, it's really good to have copies of everything, like my booking for the hotel, my booking for Eurostar, my booking for the annual pass party. I'm staying at the Santa Fe Hotel this time, which I'm really excited about. I've never stayed in a Disney hotel solo before, but because the annual pass party is until 2 a.m, I didn't really want to go to an off-site hotel at that time of night, so I'm just staying on site. So I've got all of those and a spare copy of my packing list just in case. I've got my notebook so I can make any notes I need. I've got my headphones. I've downloaded some TV shows on my phone, so I can watch those on Eurostar. There is Wi-Fi on there, but it's not always great. It can be a bit patchy, because obviously you're travelling quite fast. So, pens. I don't know why I've got 4, but I don't like to be caught off guard if any of them run out. Tissues. Spare phone battery pack. This is a Belkin one that I bought from Amazon. It's awesome. It has about 4 charges in it, so that's really good, and it charges your phone quite quickly. I do not like using wooden cutlery. I do not like using paper straws, so I have my own little kit of plastic reusable cutlery and straw in there. Spare sunglasses just in case. What else? Don't know if there's much. So books to read. I mean, I'm only going for 2 nights, so I probably don't need this many books, but I can't decide which to take. I've got Bob Mortimer, Hotel Avocado. Now, I read the first book that he did, that's Satsuma Complex, and this is the follow-on. Yeah, I've just not started it yet. I've not been in that kind of mood, but you never know. And then I've got Unruly by David Mitchell, which I've recently read, and then immediately started reading again because it's so good. If you're into history, you'll love this book. So I think that's going to go in my hand luggage. I think I'll put that in the suitcase. And then I've also got History's Most Epic Fibs, which I've not started yet. And it's actually a kid's book, but it just looked really cool. I'll see if I've got room in my case for this, because it's just a nice one to dip in and out of. I've got a plastic wallet. Now, when you go to Europe, mainland Europe, you can claim your tax back on any items that you purchase that you are bringing home, so souvenir type things. But you have to keep your receipts. I do it through the Skip Tax app, which I'm going to do a video of while I'm there and show you how you go through the Skip Tax app and do everything. But I like to take a little plastic wallet so that I can keep all of my receipts in and keep them nice, because otherwise they all get a bit messed up. I think that's it for hand. So that's not too bad. When I get to St Pancras Station, I'm going to go into probably Marks and get some lunch. So I need room in that bag for that. I don't know whether to put my spare glasses in there or my suitcase. I think I'll put them in there just in case, because if I don't have my glasses, I'm going to be in trouble. So, what else? Right, so in the suitcase, we've got my Disney rucksack, which has got lots of patches on. My Disney patches, which I love. They do sell Disney patches in Disneyland Paris, which is where I got a lot of these from. I haven't seen any new ones for a while, but I'm hoping they might have new ones this time so that I can go, because there's a few spaces there, you know. I can fit a few more in. So that can go in the suitcase. Then I have my tech. Now I'm recording this on my DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which is my favourite camera. And that's the one I'll be using most of the time. But I do take a spare just in case anything happens to it. So I've got my Canon G7X Mark II, which I will take with me, just in case anything happens to the Osmo and I need a spare camera. So I've got that. I've got the charger for it. I also have a little action camera. This is just a cheap one that we bought on Amazon, but it works really well. Because I wasn't sure if I wanted to sort of go down the whole GoPro route, I didn't want to spend loads of money. So I bought this one. It worked really well when we went to Centre Parks. If you've seen those videos, all of the underwater stuff is all of this camera because it's waterproof. And I thought it might be quite good for ride footage. So I might put that in if I can squeeze it in. And then we have my Osmo kit. I've said before, I didn't like the bag that it came in, the storage bag. I find you can't fit everything back into that, and that's one of the things that really frustrates me in life, when companies sell things that once you've taken it out you can't get it back in again. So I bought this one on Amazon again, and it's really nice and protective. So I've got my microphone and the extender handle in there, or is that the battery? I can never remember which one's which. There's an extender and a battery. That's the battery. So yeah, I've got that. Then I think that's all the tech. Apart from chargers, oh no, I will have, I've got a little one which has my spare SD cards and spare battery for the Canon camera. So that's just a tiny little thing. Then I've got my makeup, my Edna Mode bag from Primark. I absolutely love this because I'm a big fan of The Incredibles. And that might be a bit of a giveaway for my outfit that I'm going to wear to the annual pass party. Toiletries, they're not actually all in here because I'm going to need some for tonight. So before I go, I'm going to have a shower, obviously. So I've just got my travel stuff in. So some shampoo and conditioner, my travel toothpaste. I'll need to pop everything in there that I use on a daily basis, but I can do that a bit later. At least the bag's going in the suitcase, so I know how everything's fitting. I'm a bit worried. I'm trying really hard to pack light, but I'm not very good at that. So we shall see. Oh, I've got a tripod for the Canon, just in case. Then I've got my Revolution big blowout hairdryer brush thing. Find it really good for smoothing your hair, which I really should have done. But so I'm taking that. There are hairdryers in Santa Fe, but I don't find them great. They're not very powerful. So I'll have that, and then that means I don't have to take my straighteners as well. So then onto clothes. I've got some packing cubes for my clothes. Really going minimalist for the clothes. I'm there for 2 nights. I do not need much, I keep telling myself. But I do have my gorgeous Home Bargains Nightmare Before Christmas pyjamas. They are really soft and really warm. The weather is not looking great. It's going to be quite, well, cold for this time of year. I've been to Paris in September before when it's been absolutely roasting hot and lovely and sunny, but I think it's going to be grey, cloudy and a bit chilly, so got to pack my pyjamas. Then the opposite part of the scale, I'm taking a pair of shorts just in case, because weather can change. I will also be wearing my jeans. I've got my best day ever t-shirt, and that's going to be for the first day when I get there. I will get to the hotel at about 4, and then I'm gonna have a cup of tea. Tea. I've not put tea on my packing list, and I always have to take my own tea because I'm just a bit fussy about it. Right, tea. Need to make that on my list. So yes, I will go to the hotel first of all, check in, get changed before going to the park. So that's my t-shirt for that, but that's fine with the jeans. Then I've also got my amazing shirt, my personalised Haunted Mansion shirt from Amazing Mage, which if you've seen my Instagram, you'll see that I'm a brand rep for them. So that's going to be worn on the second day, either with jeans or shorts, so that's all right. And then for the annual pass party, now I'm not going full on dressing up, but just a bit. I've got my Incredibles t-shirt, and I've got some red jeans, and then this is what's taken up a lot of room in the suitcase. I've got my big boots. Sort of a dedication to Elastigirl, Mrs. Incredible. So that's what I will wear to the annual pass party. And then Oh, I've got a sweatshirt as well. Hold on. Where's that gone? There it is. I've got my Disneyland Paris sweatshirt, which I can take for when it's cooler. And then I also have my raincoat because it looks like there might be a bit of rain sometimes. Packs up quite small. Normally I would take a poncho, but I bought this one quite recently and I absolutely love it, so I'm taking that. So I think that's everything, apart from the tea. So I'm quite impressed by that. I think I've done quite well with. Well, we'll see what happens when I try and get it into the suitcase. So let's see if I can get it all packed in. Okay, before I get everything in the case, there's just a few more bits that I've gone around and found because I forgot to put them on my list. You'd think by now I'd have a pretty comprehensive list, but I do it every time differently, which I really should just have a master list. I've learnt that lesson. Anyway, so I've been and got my tea bags. Not a huge amount because I'm not there for long, but just a few to keep me going. And then in Santa Fe, there are no fridges in your hotel room. So I've been and bought some of the little milk sort of pots that you get in restaurants and stuff. So I should take those for my tea because you do get tea and coffee making facilities in there, but they don't give you a huge amount of milk. So if I want more than like 1 cup of tea, I'm going to need my own. And because it's going to be a long few days, I'm packing some Red Bull to help keep me going. So those can go in the case for probably the annual pass party because that's on till 2 a.m. And then probably the journey home because by then I'll be rather tired. It's going to be a busy few days. So, yes, we'll get everything packed. So there we are. It's all in the suitcase and my little bag. I've got my notebook there with the last minute things to do. It's a bit cramped. So the suitcase is full. I hope it's not going to be too heavy. But it's all right. I'm really debating the boots. I'm not sure. But we'll see. We'll see how I feel when I try and carry it downstairs. So, I've got my list of things I want to achieve while I'm there, which is I'm going to go through the skip tax, like I said, and I'll do a little short about that. I'm going to, I want to go to the Star Wars Lounge because that finishes in a few days' time. I think the 17th of September. I'm going to see if they've got any Christmas stuff. I've heard that Christmas stuff is starting to appear in the shop, so that's exciting. And also there should be Halloween stuff by now. This is also the first time I'm going where they've rolled out more booking for character meets. So when I've been before, you've had to book online for the Marvel superhero encounter. But most of the meets, it was just a queue and that's it. But now they've brought it in for meeting Mickey, for the princesses in the pavilion, and several more. So we shall see. I'm going to try and do that booking online. But you have to be in the parks at certain times when the booking opens, otherwise you don't stand a chance of getting it. And I'm not sure I'll be in the parks at those times, but we'll see. I'm also going to do some ride POVs because I've never done those before. So that should be quite fun. And yeah, and then I've got all of the annual pass party, which has an epic sounding schedule. I need to sit down and work out what I'm going to do when. I think there's 3 different shows on. There's loads of rare character meets. Sully from Monsters Inc. is one of them, and I think that's my #1 priority. So we shall see. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you come back and watch the vlogs from when I'm there. By the time you see this, I'll be almost on my way. I'd love to know what you'd like to see me cover while I'm in the park, whether it's about solo travel, whether it's about going to Disneyland Paris, Eurostar, anything. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see, and I'll see if I can try and get it done. Thank you for watching. I've been Rocking 5 Kids, and I'll see you on the next vlog when I'm going to Disneyland Paris.